In 1901, divers pulled this lump of corroded bronze out of a shipwreck at the bottom of the Mediterranean. For decades, nobody knew what it was. Then someone took an X-ray, and found dozens of precision gears hidden inside. This is a 2,000-year-old computer. It could predict eclipses, track the planets, and count down to the ancient Olympic Games. There's just one problem: nothing this complex would appear again for over 1,000 years. So who built it? And how did we lose the knowledge to make it? It started with a storm. In the spring of 1900, a crew of Greek sponge divers was blown off course near a tiny island called Antikythera. Sheltering under the cliffs, they dove down to wait it out, and 40 meters below the surface, they found a graveyard of ancient ships. This was a Roman cargo vessel that had gone down around 70 years before Christ, loaded with treasure, life-sized bronze statues, marble figures, glassware, jewelry. The kind of haul that makes a career. And in among all that gold and marble was one piece almost nobody noticed, a shapeless, corroded lump of bronze about the size of a thick book. It looked like garbage. And for decades, it was basically treated that way. It sat in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, slowly drying out and cracking apart into fragments, while everyone fussed over the statues. Then, in the 1950s, a British physicist named Derek de Solla Price started asking a simple question: what is actually inside this thing? He turned to X-rays. And when the images came back, they showed something that should not have been there: layers of interlocking gears, cut with a precision that looked almost modern. And the more they looked inside, the less sense it made. So let's open it up. What is this machine? At its heart, the Antikythera mechanism is an analog computer, a hand-powered calculator built out of bronze, housed in a wooden case about 34 centimeters tall. Inside it, researchers have counted at least 30 surviving gears, and there were probably closer to 40 when it was new. Every single one was cut by hand, their tiny triangular teeth shaped to a fraction of a millimeter. And here's the beautiful part. You don't read this machine. You drive it. There's a knob on the side, and when you turn it, you're not just spinning gears, you're winding time itself forward and backward. The whole cosmos, as the Greeks understood it, starts to move. On the front, a large dial shows the position of the sun and the moon as they drift through the zodiac across the year, and very likely the 5 planets the Greeks knew, too. Set into that dial is a small ball, half black and half silver, that slowly rotates to show you the exact phase of the moon on any given night. Flip it over, and the back is even more ambitious. 2 big spiral dials track time on 2 different clocks. One follows a 19-year calendar cycle the Greeks used to sync the sun and moon, and the other predicts eclipses, telling you when, and roughly what kind, years in advance. And then there's the detail that always gets people. One small dial does nothing astronomical at all. It simply counts down the 4-year cycle of the great Panhellenic Games, including the Olympics. Across the whole device, engraved into the bronze, are thousands of tiny letters, over 3,400 characters recovered so far. It's essentially a built-in user manual. To do all this, the maker had to solve a problem that should have been impossible for the time. Here's the problem. The moon does not move across our sky at a steady speed. Sometimes it runs a little faster, sometimes a little slower, because its orbit isn't a perfect circle, it's an ellipse. Any honest model of the sky has to account for that wobble. And somehow, 2,000 years ago, this machine did. The maker built a tiny mechanical trick to fake it. 2 gears were mounted on slightly different centers, connected by a pin on one gear sliding inside a slot on the other. As they turn, that off-center pin speeds the motion up and slows it down, reproducing the moon's uneven dance with nothing but bronze. It's called a pin-and-slot mechanism, and engineers today still find it stunning that someone designed this in the 1st or 2nd century BC. And that's the part that breaks your brain. This level of miniature gearing, this kind of precision clockwork, does not show up again anywhere in the world for something like 1,000, maybe 1,500 years. Not until the great astronomical clocks of medieval Europe in the 1300s. We're taught a simple story: ancient people were clever, but primitive. Their tools were simple. This one object quietly tears that story apart. Which raises the question everyone asks: was this a one-off stroke of genius, or the only survivor of something much bigger? And this is where the honest answer is: we don't know. Not the way you'd want us to. Start with the obvious one. Who built it? We have no idea. There's no name, no signature. What we do have is a clue from the Roman writer Cicero, who described similar star modeling devices linked to the great minds Archimedes and Posidonius, which tells us a tradition of machines like this existed. Many researchers suspect a connection to the school of astronomy on the island of Rhodes, or to the work of the astronomer Hipparchus. But, and this matters, that is an educated guess. Not a proven fact. Next question. Was it the only one? Almost certainly not. A device this refined is not a first attempt. You don't go from nothing to this. It feels like the peak of a long-lost tradition of master craftsmen, but here's the catch: not a single other example has ever been found. Just this one. And the biggest mystery of all: how do you lose technology like this? The likely answer is quietly devastating. The knowledge probably lived in the hands and heads of a tiny number of craftsmen. It was never written down in a way that survived. The workshops closed, the masters died, and the skills simply vanished for 1,000 years. But the story isn't frozen. Modern science keeps pulling new secrets out of this thing. In 2005, high-resolution CT scans revealed hidden inscriptions and gear teeth no one had ever seen. In 2021, a team at University College London built a complete digital model of the front display, though, to be fair, that's a reconstruction, since not every gear survived. And recent work out of Glasgow re-examined the calendar ring and found a hint that it tracked a lunar year of about 354 days. Every new scan answers one question, and opens two more. So here's where we stand. We have a 2,000-year-old machine that modeled the heavens with gears, built by someone whose name we'll probably never know, using knowledge that vanished for 1,000 years after them. The Antikythera mechanism isn't proof of aliens or lost magic. It's something stranger, proof that the ancient world was far more advanced than we were ever taught, and that history is full of geniuses we've completely forgotten. Makes you wonder what else is still sitting in a museum drawer, waiting for the right scan. If you want more lost tech mysteries like this, subscribe. The next one is even weirder.